What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me on this latest video. I know it's been a minute since I've posted. Truth be told, life just got in the way, and it hasn't been a very particularly nice April here in Detroit. Very just overcast and nasty out, not very motivational or inspirational. But that being said, I am here pleasantly surprised and really only making this video because of how caught off guard I was by this particular pair of sneakers, the Air Jordan 13 Atmosphere Grays. So much so that I decided I needed to make a kind of 30-day review video to show you guys. I've actually been with the shoes for longer than 30 days now, and it's been all indoor use at the gym, on the basketball court. Like I said, the weather here has just been terrible for any kind of sneakers to be put outside and at risk. In my opinion, it's just not worth it. So these have been going with me to the gym for basketball, running, lifting, you name it. I was doing them in these shoes, and like I said, I was pleasantly surprised by these. So first night I got them, I was kind of unboxing them, shooting a little bit of b-roll, deciding the direction I wanted to take the video in, and I was just kind of wearing them around the house for the better part of an hour and a half. A friend came over, I got distracted, we were talking, I'm standing in the kitchen in them. She complimented the shoes, which was great, and I realized just how long I've been wearing them, and they were just so damn comfortable. I mean, plenty of Jordans are comfortable, but I was really just surprised at how I'd forgotten I was even wearing them. They were so comfortable. It was like walking around in a pair of house shoes. So over the course of the next few weeks, I decided to wear them to the gym, to play in them, to lift in them, to run in them. And after that, I decided that I had to do a bit of a wear test review for you guys. Really because I didn't see a lot of action on YouTube with these particular pair of shoes. I know they're not grails. I understand it's not that big of a deal. But because it's not that big of a deal, these shoes are pretty widely available, and you can get them for a very reasonable price, maybe even below retail. You definitely shouldn't have to pay above, but then again, I think they're worth every bit of the retail price and then some. So the whole reason why I'm making this video is because I know you'll be able to get your hands on these, and I really feel like you're getting a lot of shoe for your money. But let's dive into the history really quickly. The 13s are no stranger to sneakerheads. We've seen this shoe multiple times. The original release was in November of 1997. Now this is an important year, and this shoe has historical significance because these are the Jordans that MJ sealed the second three-peat championship and retired again as a champion. I mean, just like capping off one of the greatest historic runs in sports, period. So this sees Jordan out on his second time, again as a three-peat champion, the 6 rings, looking like Thanos. And for that reason alone, these are a pretty significant sneaker. Now, the original price on these was $150, and this particular release retailed for $190 on the sneakers app. Now, that's only a 27% increase over the course of 22 years. Pretty fair increase. I mean, that's less than 2% increase year over year. As you may know, one of Jordan's nicknames was Black Cat, and this shoe is heavily inspired by a big, large jungle cat. I'm just gonna say Black Panther. You've got multiple designs here in the shoe that iterate that. You have mostly all organic lines. There isn't any hard edges or hard lines on this shoe. That lends to the organic or created by nature type of aesthetic of the shoe. The soles of the shoe are mimicked to look like a panther paw, or like a panther paw print. You've got what looks like pads, kind of like the same type of grip pads you see on the bottom of dogs' feet, cats, any type of animal. And what might be the most distinctive feature of the shoe is the hologram that you can see towards the back panel, and that is meant to mimic a cat's eyes, that kind of glowing, greenish, floating in the darkness type of aesthetic you've seen in movies and nature videos and what have you. Overall, it's a classic design. It's more or less iconic, very recognizable. I think it's beautiful. What I particularly like about this colorway is gray and white seems to be a pretty popular mix of colors, even though I wouldn't dare wear these out in the crappy Detroit weather we're getting at the moment. When the spring finally comes, or if we just skip ahead to summer, you can pair these with joggers, you can pair them with athletic shorts. Because they're high top, maybe not dressier shorts. I would tend to leave these with your tapered pants, joggers, things like that. But black, brown, gray, they can go with a lot of different pairs of pants or joggers, and you're gonna look pretty good regardless. So the versatility in the colorway is always something that I look for when choosing shoes, and this one does not disappoint. As far as build quality goes, I think it's phenomenal. I've been ordering a lot of sneakers recently, and most of them have been from Nike, and there has been spotty to magnificent build quality depending on which shoe you get, and it almost didn't matter how much the shoe cost. The more expensive ones looked good, but then some didn't look that nice. Some came in beat up packaging for what I was paying. I was very disappointed by that. I feel like a little more attention to detail should have been taken. But for these, you've got the suede kind of Alcantara finish along the back of the shoe. You've got the pebbled dark gray leather overlapping that. You've got white pebbled leather along the toe. Everything feels really high end, very premium. After 30 days of playing and running and jumping and lifting in them, I don't have any visible crease marks. There's a little bit of slight kind of wing creases going on along the toe box here, but other than that, the shoes have held up wonderfully, and they still feel wonderful use after use over the course of these 30 days. For all the comfort that I was talking about earlier, that is attributed to Zoom Air going through the sole, as well as a carbon plate in the middle. Stability in the shoe is wonderful. My other favorite pair of basketball sneakers to play in have been the LeBron 16s recently, and while I do love those and they feel phenomenal, what these 13s have over those is there's definitely more stability laterally. I feel like my foot is more planted on the ground. I definitely feel a lot safer for whatever reason in this shoe, cutting and making quicker side-to-side movements. And overall, I'd put the shoe up there with just about any shoe I've ever played in as far as comfort and playability go. Another one of my favorite aspects of this sneaker is the subtlety in the design and the kind of minimalist approach they took to branding. You really only have the Jumpman logo stitched into the top of the tongue. You have a small Jordan plate along the bottom of the tongue where the laces meet the toe box, and then other than that, if you count the hologram, which is kind of hard to see, especially from eye level looking down at someone's foot, that doesn't really display much. It just kind of glimmers in your eye here and there. So there's definitely a minimalist take on branding with this sneaker, which I don't mind. I mean, I don't need everything to have a giant swoosh or have a big Nike Air logo stamped on the back. I think this shoe does very well in delivering a classy look with exceptional athletic performance. So for me, this is a 10 out of 10 recommendation for a few reasons. One is the availability. This isn't a shoe that, from what I could tell, everybody didn't go crazy for this thing, so you should be able to get it for a very fair price, if not for retail. The other part is it's an iconic design, and while it's not an OG colorway, it's a very well done colorway, and I think it deserves more attention than it's getting. On top of that, build quality, comfort, performance. You're getting a ton of shoe for $190. You can easily spend $200 plus on other basketball sneakers and not get much more or any more than what you're getting with these Jordan 13s. I also think that if you're the type that's playing in a lot of Kyries or maybe some PGs because you're going for the more economical approach for Nike sneakers because you beat them up a lot, maybe treat yourself, spend the extra 30 to 40 bucks and get yourself a pair of these and maybe just play with them indoors. But I think you won't regret it. I think you will very much enjoy walking onto the court with these and not seeing it on anyone else's feet, kind of standing out from the crowd and also performing just as well, if not better, in my opinion. All right, guys, that does it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for hanging with me as I've been slow to post videos. I'm working diligently on getting some more shoes in. I've got a couple fun ones coming up here, including my favorite retro Jordan sneaker for the summertime, as well as a look into the future of sneakers, hashtag self-lacing. So with that being said, thank you again for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about these Air Jordan 13 Atmosphere Grays if you have them yourself. Let's discuss it below. Hope you guys have a good day, good night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.